So don't say gay, huh?
Gay.
Is that what it is?
Is that the new shit everybody?
Is that what it is? Is that really what it is?
That's so funny, Bill.
You know what, fuck it. Let me just talk to you straight up. Have you heard the story of Helena Kirshner?
Who?
Helena Kirshner.
Is that the swimmer?
Nah, this is some girl that she's like 22, probably 23 or some shit at this point. And, bro, this girl, when she was about 18, she was on Tumblr. I don't know if you know, but Tumblr has some freak shit going on.
That was back in the days.
Tumblr has a whole...
It's not on that no more.
No, I'm talking... You don't know what type of freak... I'm talking about like some fucking, like some groomer, pedophile-loving fucking pronouns all over the fucking place.
You're saying that's how it is currently?
Like just, promoting... Like, not even just accepting, just promoting kids to, like, fucking get a sex change and shit like that. And
for real?
Yeah, and this girl was pretty famous on Tumblr, right? But, like, she ended up getting sucked into that, like, group.
Okay.
And she ended up thinking that she was trans and shit. And she ended up taking these hormones. She ended up taking testosterone, the male hormone, right?
Like steroids?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay.
And for the sex change...
Biological girl, right?
Biological girl.
Okay.
Yeah, she was like, I think she was like 18 when she started taking this shit, which is still not a good age because you're still,
right.
Think about testosterone, bro. It enlarges the female clitoris, right? That's one thing it does, right?
Makes it bigger?
Yeah, it makes it bigger.
Big pussy?
Yeah, you get like a tiny dick.
Right, I figured, yeah. Right. But damn, that's such a what?
Yeah, and that's permanent.
It legitimately makes it bigger?
Yes.
That's so weird, like.
And it doesn't reverse. It doesn't go back.
Nah.
I'm not saying that happened to her. It doesn't happen a lot of the time, and like it usually happens with like female bodybuilders. They have it for sure because they take really large doses.
They got the huge camel toe. That shit is like bulging.
I don't know if it's a camel toe, bro. It's more like a fucking schlong, you know?
Yeah, but it's not a schlong.
It's not a schlong. It just looks like a tiny dick. It does.
For real?
Anyways, back to the point. So
I don't think so.
So Helena, she was taking fucking testosterone and she started feeling worse and she was like, what the fuck is wrong with me? What am I doing? Like, what the fuck is this? It's fucking weird. And eventually she snapped out of it, but it really fucked her up. And there's kids that are getting there's girls that are getting mastectomies, right?
Okay, at a young age?
So that means they're getting a surgical procedure at a very young age and they're fucking teens where they're fucking cutting off their tits.
Tits?
Right, yeah, that's what the operation... They look like a fucking man, right?
Damn.
Right. You do that at a young age to a bunch of girls.
Bro? The titties?
Yeah, it's a huge issue, bro. It's a huge issue. There's a movement of girls that have like regretted it, and nobody wants to pay attention to them because it's inconvenient to like the agenda, right?
Bro, it's the titties, bro. How you gonna cut off the tatas?
You know what? If you're an adult and shit, but like if you're a fucking kid, you're gonna let a teenager make that type of decision? Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
You're we've talked about this, but you're completely against
I'm against that.
Anybody under 18.
Yes, 100%. What the fuck is wrong with people, bro? Why are we in a phase where we decided that like people feel like they were born in the wrong to go along with it and try to get you as close to looking like you have, the opposite sex as possible? It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's just...
And it doesn't help.
The weirdest mind state, which I have never been in, but like I can only imagine how hard it must be, or like just the type of like mental state you're in to just even feel like you want to like legitimately just cut your penis off.
There's like the remodification surgeries they have where they try to like transform whatever genital you have and make it so that it's a different, like it's the opposite genitalia.
Right, of course.
Because like the material that the cock is made out of, the pussy's made out of as well. So like the clitoris is equivalent to like the tip of your cock.
But even then, just the sole fact of someone like legitimately just being like, yo, I'm gonna like cut this thing off me, bro. Like,
I get you.
Like, how much, like that must be very mentally draining, bro. Like, even after it happens, like, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I just cut something off my body. Like, listen,
all of that to give an appearance because you're, biologically still the same sex.
You're going to be the same thing no matter what.
So it's just, I've said this before, like, you're getting something that's psychiatric and turning it into something that's handled by a plastic surgeon.
It's all cosmetic.
People don't want to admit it's psychiatric. Like, there's psychiatrists, they're admitting, they don't want to say that it's that it's psychiatric. They don't want to place this as a disorder just by like a 50%.
But isn't it already a disorder? Gender dysphoria?
Gender dysphoria isn't really a disorder. It's in the DSM, but not everything in the DSM is a disorder.
I always hear Ben Shapiro say that.
It's a condition. Yeah, but Ben Shapiro doesn't know jack shit about the fucking DSM. So
gender dysphoria it's not a disease. Like it's just a condition. Okay.
They wouldn't. This is an issue because this is a debate, but a debate that's increasingly harder to talk about because if you talk about it, you get into some shit.
Right.
And as a psychiatrist, that's becoming harder
to even talk to psychiatrists
about that type
of
shit because like I would not be able to if I had a license to try to fucking like affirm to some fucking 9-year-old that's a girl that is thinking that she wants to be a guy and try to just tell her, yeah, I'm gonna.
How would you even feel about that situation?
I'm gonna call you Pablo now.
How would you feel?
And I'm just
dude?
gonna go along with this. Like I can't do that.
Does every psychiatrist have like a different point of view of like handling that situation?
Yeah, they have different points of view, but there's ethical standards that are becoming really, really weird because here's one of the issues. If you talk to a biologist, for example, here's something that's been going on, right? The cases of girls, it used to be very odd that like a female at any age was transgender. It was typically a male thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was typically something that males had.
Okay.
But now there's this skyrocketing rate of
now it's women to men
of women that have it. And here's the weirder part. You would expect, because this is the hypothesis, this is what they tell you. They tell you, oh, that's happening because of like the levels of acceptance, so now people are comfortable admitting that they're
trans. That it?
Fuck no, that's not it.
I was gonna say that can't be it.
Why is that not it? Well, look at the age groups that it's happening in. This is mostly like young girls that are thinking this.
Okay.
All of a sudden, like really young girls. You're not seeing this across like different
older
age
people?
Groups.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's not like gay people that are like more comfortable coming. It's not like that.
It's not even based on like gay, lesbian, none of that. It's just based on the younger side.
It's just a bunch of young girls that.
But what would people say is what would you say is like a legit reason you think that it's expanding? Like people just
because of what girls are getting out of it. Like when they transition, a lot of these girls, when they say that they're queer or fucking not cisgender,
right, whatever, right? They anti whatever,
they're all, oh my god, so brave, and they give them like all this approval,
right?
These are girls. These are girls that like probably have low self-esteem. They might have depression. They might have some anxiety disorder, maybe an eating disorder.
Definitely have something mentally not okay with you. I mean, I don't want to sound like that either, but
a lot of them feel acceptance once that happens.
Once that happens.
And so, like, they start to, like, rely on that.
It's a touchy subject. Nobody's going to be like, hey, man, you're a fucking dude now. Like, it's...
Right.
Most people are very left-leaning toward it anyway. They're very...
Well, they haven't really thought about it.
I don't know. I just think, like...
They haven't. And the mental health experts are fucking pussies.
That's what I was going to say. Like, nobody is stomping down on the...
Like, fuck you if you're going along with this shit and not standing up, bro. You know damn well that the research is not saying that you need to fucking tell a 9-year-old that, yeah, you're fucking Pablo.
What's,
Which is just...
It officially passed, right?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah.
So this is just Florida, right?
Yeah, it's Florida.
Fucking, and just so people that don't know about it, what is it exactly?
I'm not even gonna get into that, bro.
You don't want to talk about don't say gay?
No, because it doesn't say, there's no part of the bill where it says don't say gay any more than there's a part of the bill where it says don't say straight.
I see what you mean. So just the way they named it was very like misleading. So this is so
fucking, the way that people decided to promote the hatred of it is ridiculous.
I mean, the way it sounds, though, it could sound very like...
You should be very concerned about anyone who wants to teach kids at that age about sexuality and what the fuck they want to do, because there's too many people that are behaving like activists first and then they're doing their job second.
You don't think calling it Don't Say Gay was just a little... They could have named it something a little better?
That was about as over the top as it gets.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, they did that on purpose.
No fucking sense behind that.
Yeah, like, they know what they were doing when they did that.
Yeah.
But listen, fuck it. I mean, I agree for the most part. Just, I don't think kids should be even talking about sexuality at a very young age.
Yeah, I think if they're old enough to ask about it, they're good enough to talk about it. But why does some fucking teacher have to be the one to teach them about it? And what the fuck does a teacher know about that? that she's qualified to teach a kid about fucking sex across the board, universally. Like, fucking sexuality is something that one fucking dumbass teacher, some dork with a fucking bachelor's degree.
I mean, I'm not mad at a scientist. A science teacher.
Bro, a science teacher? That's just some fucking, like, come on.
I'm not saying he's a scientist or anything, but I'm saying him explaining sex isn't a bad thing.
I'm trying to tell you.
When I was in middle school, they taught me sex in middle school.
Yeah, they talk to you about sex, but there's a different. First of all, I'm not even sure that they needed to do that.
Yeah, I mean,
like, what the fuck do they need to talk to you about sex? They could take.
There's a lot of naive people.
If you're in a biology class and you're talking about human sexuality and the functions of it, that's different from talking about the psychology of it.
I'm not saying the man, like, we talked like weeks about it, but there was a day or two where sexual education was the topic.
Yeah, me too. But the point isn't that. The point is whether the discourse has to do with biology or psychology, and whether or not this is even something that should even be included, in the sense that, like, who the fuck is gonna tell you what the limits of what you can teach about that are? Because if it's biology, then you're just explaining how sexuality works as a biological mechanism to, like, reproduce.
Right. Like, you put your dick in the vagina, you shoot sperm cells, it goes to this egg, and then you have kids. Like, that's like the basic.
Now, how many trans turtles are there? Haven't seen them. Go. This is where it gets off the fucking rails.
But they could. But what's the argument really there then? Like, that trans people they don't feel included? They're feeling left out of this bill, or like. I don't even understand it quite.
Listen,
like, I just see a bunch of people.
Here's my opinion.
Bitching about it on Twitter.
Here's my real opinion. My real opinion is there's fucking groomers out there. Okay.
What is that? What's this term, bro? I know about fucking.
A groomer is someone who is.
I know a boomer. What's groomer now?
Groomer is someone. This isn't even a new term. A groomer is someone who gets a fucking child and prepares them sexually so that they can do whatever they want to do with them, or mold their mind sexually however they want to do it.
Like how D-Wade did with his kid type shit?
I don't know if D-Wade did that with his kid. I don't think D-Wade is the type of dude that even wanted a trans kid. I think he's just going along with it because of the people in his circle have convinced him that it's the right thing to do.
I mean, he's riding that shit heavy, though.
Yeah,
he's like one of the forefront people, like celebrity-wise, that are like...
Yeah.
And his kid is extremely young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how old, so don't quote me, but...
Is a boy or, like, biological boy?
It's a biological boy that wants to become a girl. That's why Boozy was like, yo, cut his dick off. Like, shit, so. But whatever, we don't gotta. I just don't think there's much, like, debate there. Like, if you're saying what you're saying is just about sexuality, and it's like all across the board, like gay, straight, whatever it is, like that.
I think this would be a much less controversial topic if we were in a point where people didn't have such a wild disagreement about whether or not we should be telling kids that decide one day that they're the opposite sex.
Who started that, though? Who started this whole thing where it has to be taught in schools now, or like?
I mean, this is.
Like, how? Like,
you want me to? I can't pinpoint exactly. I can say shit like things that haven't helped is gender studies.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying exactly.
Gender studies haven't helped, right? Because that's just a bunch of Marxist bullshit disguised.
Gender studies?
Yeah, gender studies.
When did that?
That's a while back ago, man. That's decades ago.
But these are things that are being taught in what? Like, I'm assuming colleges, universities.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah, but the thing is,
not your standard.
But this so-called theory. If you look at I looked up today with my brother because he was looking at Richard Feynman, the amount of times his research is cited.
Okay.
And we were looking at a bunch of other like physicists that he's interested in their work, and then I told him, hey, you want to see the pseudoscientific shit that actually gets cited way more than any of these geniuses? Okay, look up Paulo Freire. And I told him, look up Paulo Freire, and he looked up Paulo Freire. It was like almost 500,000 citations.
Why?
This is what education is. And education, critical theory got so fucking embedded in it. And these people, these English majors, these dorks in the humanities that are going to end up teaching kids a bunch of horse shit. These guys love Paulo Freire. They eat it up. They eat up critical theory, and it's all over the place. You know?
He's a critical theory believer?
He was a person who people charge primarily with the emergence of critical pedagogy, like you could call it critical education theory if you want.
Gotcha. Just the whole overall of it, the whole like.
Yes, and he was a huge fan of Marxist, and he was also dabbled very much in what you might call liberation theology, because he was like, okay, I have Marx for the material world, and then I have Jesus for the fucking spiritual shit. Right, and so that's what it is. The Pope is in that. He was a huge fan of liberation theology back in the day. Probably still is.
Yeah, let me get a nicotine thing.
I got you, bro.
Never.
Moving on.
Ape is passing me a nicotine gum. I possibly might hate it.
There we go.
So here we go.
Yeah, go ahead and try that shit. That's
new flavor, new pack.
That shit is powerful, bro.
Got the new pack on deck.
That's the shit that made Bill Cosby get away with it for 30 years.
Sheesh. Shout out my man Bill.
Yeah.
That boy out.
Bro, did you hear about that phone call that happened in Russia?
Nah, what's this about?
It wasn't in Russia, it was in Ukraine, but it was a Russian soldier.
Okay.
And it was this phone call that they intercepted. The Ukrainians intercepted it. And it was a call from his wife. And his wife was telling him that he can rape other women there. So she was like giving him permission to rape the women, because they've been raping the women and making like the kids watch and shit like that.
What the fuck? The Russians have been doing that to the people from Ukraine?
Yeah, there's been war crimes. I'm not going to front. Like the Ukrainians have been doing war crimes as well. But it's a completely different dynamic when you're like invading them and murdering them. And it's like, of course I want to fucking destroy you and make you feel like shit.
That's their goal.
And the Ukrainians have been doing shit like, for example...
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, there's videos of them. They get the phone of someone they just killed.
Damn.
And then they call the fucking family. Yes.
Oh,
like fucking video call and be like, yeah, I fucking killed them. And they're like laughing and shit. Nah. Yeah, it's really sick shit.
Yo, what the hell?
No sense of it. Another video I saw, I don't know if it's a Ukrainian or a Russian, but he gets a fucking knife and he stabs a guy's eyes out. And the guy's screaming just, like just fucking panic screaming and shit. And then he gets his eyes out, and then after he's tired of hearing him scream, he just fucking stabs his pulls it so deep that it gets to the brain and just kills him, right?
Best gore shit, dog.
Yeah, that type of shit. But it was on Twitter, I saw it.
Damn, yeah, Twitter got all
types of shit. They'll delete your shit if you're not woke enough, but they'll leave that shit on.
Jeez Louise. So that's what's been happening, and so the war's still going on.
The war is very much still going on, and in the east of Ukraine, there's been tens of thousands of deaths in the past few days.
Poor guys.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that the vast majority of these are probably Russian soldiers that got capped.
Yeah.
They've been running out of equipment. They've been doing some pretty embarrassing shit in terms of like how their military strategy.
Are they gonna end up figuring it out, bro? Like one of them.
You think so?
I'm asking you, like, you think one, like...
The Russians?
Or just any of them. Like, you think, or is just gonna keep on going, dog?
It's hard to tell.
Until they fucking run out of anything, like...
I think there's a lot of motivation to de-escalate.
100%, bro.
On the side of the world in general. But, but there's not... The more it goes on, the less desire that the Ukrainians have to de-escalate, because they're gonna want revenge.
And their people are fucking dying, of course.
And the Russians eventually are going to want revenge as well. And it's going to be hard to see. Putin is very good with propaganda, right?
Right.
It's going to be hard to know whether or not this guy's going to try to convince the population to blame the Ukrainians for the death, or if they're going to end up blaming Putin for starting the fucking war in the first place.
Right.
And that would lead the counter-revolution, because this is really the only way to get Putin out of office, is for his own people to turn against him.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Because it can happen. There's already a lot of fucking issues, man.
Okay.
There's a dissident movement.
I just feel like Russians, like, they're very prideful with anything Russia.
They are, but
even a fucking killer mass murderer like Putin, they'll still fuck with him.
But they know that Stalin was a fucking asshole, for example, that he killed a lot of people. It's a confusing thing, because on one sense there's a part of a lot of Russians that see him as like this fucking great guy who
it's like Cubans that fuck with the regime.
But that's so rare though.
It's weird though.
Like the only place you really see Cubans saying that type of shit is like in Cuba, where they're like doing it for an extra fucking piece of bread.
I
had a dude tell me like, well, we don't know if it's more people against the regime than for it. I'm like, are you on crack? Do you believe that shit? Do you honestly believe that there's any possibility that there's more people
that fuck with the regime
in favor
no.
of keeping this shit going than stopping it?
Impossible.
Like, this is I don't know if you can get more retarded than that. Like, do you really
You said somebody said that, though?
Yes.
Who?
I'm not getting into it, bro.
I'm just asking, like, who the fuck would say that?
I'm not getting into that shit.
Clearly, that's not well-educated brother.
This was a Cuban.
A Cuban?
Yeah. He was well-educated.
Come on, dog. You didn't tell him, like, bro, you for real?
The dude wasn't hearing it, bro. It seemed like he was... It seemed to me like the dude...
Was he really old?
Nah, very young. He was like our age.
What the fuck? For real? Damn, that's actually hard to believe.
Yeah.
That man has...
He's not in Miami.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you was in Miami on that type of time, like, that would be hard even, like...
How you feel about Ebonics?
Are those Ebonics is like terms that are used in like...
Just black talk, like just street black talk.
Hood talk, man.
Yeah.
Ebonics is the shit. That's how I speak.
You know where it comes from?
Like the literal pinpoint?
Like the roots of Ebonics, because like...
The hood?
I mean, nah.
Nah?
That's the fucked up part. Like,
Don't tell me it came from the whites.
I did some serious... Well, I didn't have to do the research, was already done. I just looked at it.
Let me guess. Ebonics was made by the whites to make people sound dumber.
No.
Some cliche shit?
No. It has nothing to do... Bro, this shit goes way back, bro. Like,
so how did Ebonics start, bro?
Bro, think about it like this. All right, let's say you go all the way back to the beginning of the country. Bro, there was a lot of... There's a great book called... what do you call it? Black Rednecks and White Liberals. That's what it's called.
Interesting title.
Yeah.
Black Rednecks.
Yeah.
That's funny. And White Liberals.
And you know how the South has always been known for, like, being retarded and shit? Cousin fucking and shit like that.
All that type of shit, right.
Yeah, that sort of stuff, right? So this ends up being a part of...
So this is a South thing?
It's a Southern thing, yeah.
Okay. I mean, the Southern do have a lot of slang.
It is Southern culture.
Yeah, and just the way they say their words.
But y'all ain't all that shit.
All that type of shit.
Yeah. Right. And that doesn't even come from the South. The South got it from like fucking the European roots they came from.
Wow.
And they had a very different culture. First of all, these motherfuckers did not want to work at all.
Damn.
That's why they wanted to have such a large population of slaves, because they didn't want to do jack shit. They just wanted the slaves to do fucking everything.
You're saying the Europeans?
Yeah, the Southern Europeans, right?
Okay.
And it was fucking hilarious. Some of these from Ireland, some of these from certain parts of Scottish descent and British, from certain parts of the British area. And these people were like just ruggish as fuck, and they would get into fights and like fucking... One of the things that was common when they got into fights, this was like some to the death shit. Right.
Gladiator shit.
It's not fucking around. There's some shit like, yo, you fucked around, you said some shit, what's up?
Right.
Right. Pretty much how it is in the projects.
Typically,
you know, if you fuck around, you could fuck around and say some shit, and you just fight it out, and you're like, all right,
get
fuck
shot,
it.
get stabbed.
You could get shot if you do it with the wrong person. That could happen, right? But
100%.
you know, a lot of times you could also get into a fight, like some friends or whatever, and you guys fight it out, and that's it.
You know what I was thinking, just to like completely sidetrack you? I think eventually there's gonna be a way to like have people fight to their death and like make money off it.
I mean,
you think that would ever happen?
It has happened.
I mean like legitimately.
Yeah, legit fight to the death. Yeah, that shit has happened.
Yeah, but we talking about gladiator times. That's that.
No, but like, I mean, there's a legal shit.
What would be what legal? I mean, the closest is probably the UFC, but they're not killing each other.
No, they're not killing each other.
They're not trying to.
I mean, the fighters are.
I mean, they're trying to knock you out.
They're trying to kill you if they're trying to do as much damage as possible.
Right, okay. So, yeah. They're trying to do extreme damage.
But it doesn't result in a death.
Yeah, right.
They wouldn't want the fighter to die. They just want to win the fucking fight.
I mean, like, eventually, like, in the future, like, people will be down to sign a contract which would have no liability and says, like, yo, you are able, like, you might have the chance of dying.
That's what was going on in the South. And the police departments were down as fuck with it. They were like, yeah, they agreed. It's, you know, it was such a shitty, like, like the law was just like the law of the land. You know what I'm saying? It was just like the law of like this is like what we think.
Right.
And it's like like if you live in the projects, I
used to live in the projects.
There's a like a rule book of how do I put this? There's shit that you just don't do that you would be expected to do by law.
Right.
You wouldn't talk to a fucking cop about some shit that you saw happening.
100%.
Even if you saw it happening.
100%.
Just shit like that.
You don't want to like walk way too late at night in the hood. That's definitely a no.
Well, you definitely don't want to do that.
Like at 11, 12 p.m. And first of all, you don't even want to ever walk in anybody's hood that you don't even know anybody in. That is a death trap.
Bro, there's people that don't walk around their own fucking hood at night. Like, I don't know.
Exactly. But like for real, you going somewhere you don't know of in New York, yo, that is...
Bro, you go to a...
Yo, if you hear the words, yo, what size are those? Or like you hear...
you...
Like, yo, it's a wrap, dog. Like... Bro, back in New York, and this is my hood, like, just...
Yeah.
I still always remember some nigga fucking took my fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, bro. And this was petty. This was just funny, though. But, like, looking back in hindsight now, like, I remember always, like... I had, like, a whole deck of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, brand new.
Yeah.
And, bro, homie just pulled the quick one. He's like, yo, can I see your deck? Yo, as soon as I gave my man the deck, I was probably, like, 7 or 8. Yo, that man was... gone like the wind, dog. Like I couldn't even catch him, bro. I had told my brother. I don't even know if my brother came from Cuba yet. I'm like, yo, Jay, some nigga just took my shit. Damn. And then, yeah, he had dipped like up the hill and it was a wrap, dog. Just shit like that. That's a everyday thing. Like living in the projects.
I had back when I was in Louisville, there was a
loop.
Yeah, it wasn't a good neighborhood, dude.
I imagine, bro.
It was pretty fucked up. But there was a crackhead that stole my scooter, right? Because they were having a fucking, like, some sort of a party or some shit one of these days. Yeah. And I don't know what the fuck kind of family members they had, bro, but the crackhead just asked for my scooter. And I was like, why do you want me to give it? I was like fucking 7 or some shit, right?
Right.
And he was like, just give it to me. And I was looking at this crackhead. I was like, I ain't fighting with a crackhead, bro.
100%, dude.
So I gave him my scooter. I told my parents, they called the cops. And and they found the crackhead.
And you got your scooter back?
And I got my scooter back.
Bro, I will always remember this story that my brother was there, so it's like, it's fucking hilarious.
They tried to kidnap my little brother one time, too.
And in the Lou?
No, not in the Lou. That was in Opelika.
Oh, shit. In Opelika? Let's get to that right quick. Hold on. Let me tell you this quick story about how, like, damn, don't tell me I just brain farted on the spot. What was I just talking about?
Your brother, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, kicks.
Yeah, my brother. Oh, yeah, right, my fault. Fucking brain fart. I will always remember this part. We were, like, when it was summertime in New York, in the Bronx, we would, like, fill up water balloons, and we'll throw it at cars, right? Mm-hmm. Like, when... Yo, by the way, you should kind of leave the light on, because a lot of times, it'll just leave an empty clip.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I don't know why I'd be happening sometimes, but so in New York, summertime, we're filling up water balloons, and we'll just be on the street, and as cars pass by, we'll just launch some bitches at whips, like just on some like kid shit. Bruh, one of the guys named Keith, he was like I don't even know what he was, but he was like in the community, he was like one of the guys that were like, I guess like the manager of the area or some shit related to that. He had seen us. And, bruh, he pulls up to, like, the group of us, and he's like, I forgot what he said word for word, but he had told us, like, yo, I'm gonna call the cops. Yo, as soon as he said that, bro, I'm, like, 8 years old. I fucking storm off like if I was getting chased by fucking 3 Rottweilers behind me. And then everybody had stayed there except me, which was the funny part. Like, I was the only one that was so and he was kidding for the most part. So, like, I got to the crib, and then my brother gets back home. He's like, yo, why'd you run? Like, Keith was just kidding or whatever. And I was just like, oh, my God. Like, it was just like, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Just some base shit like that. But what were you saying about your brother getting You say your brother got kidnapped?
Yo,
that's not normal. You got kidnapped?
I was living in, well, I mean...
Yo, this nicotine gum is making me burp. Does that do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Listen, so one thing that happened was, I was just playing with my little brother over there. This was when we lived in Opelika.
The hood.
And basically, I was just playing with him, and I don't know what the fuck happened. I turned around or some shit.
What, a white van just pulled up and just threw your brother in there?
No. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like...
Some rush hour shit?
I just couldn't find him.
Oh, shit. Damn, that's even scary.
And I was looking around, and I'm like, holy shit, where the fuck is my little brother, bro? This is not a good place to lose your little brother, bro. Yeah. What the fuck? Like... Right, so I go inside. I'm like, where is he? Mom, where is he? Is he here?
Terrified, right?
Is he here?
That's not cool.
And my mom starts freaking the fuck out.
He's not there.
He's not there.
So he goes.
She thought he was with me.
Oh no.
This is the issue, and so she starts going all over the fucking place, like all over the fucking block, and she just. We're losing hope at this point. We're like, oh my god, they fucking took away our little brother. Yeah, so she goes. She goes straight towards the left. It was close to the Opelok Airport where we live.
Dude, I know where that is. Okay.
Yeah, and so
you guys found him, right?
There's a guy like fucking carrying him.
Get the fuck out of here.
There's a guy carrying him.
Like a baby, just like carrying.
My little brother was really small at that time.
I imagine, yeah. Like what? Like 7, 6.
Nah, he was younger than that. He hadn't started school yet.
Oh shit, this is serious then.
Yeah,
this was like he was like in his mid.
No. He wasn't in kindergarten.
Oh no, this is a problem, man. Yeah.
So anyway,
what the?
We
fuck?
find this guy, and this guy's coming up with some shit, talking about like fucking.
Yeah, I would have whooped him immediately.
Fucking I was like 11 or some shit.
Nah, understandable. I'm saying like at this age, I seen some shit. Yo, I would have. What the fuck?
But he starts coming out with some shit like.
So you guys pull up on him, right?
So he was lost, so I was trying to like fucking help him or some whatever. Weirdo shit like that. I was like, what the fuck is up with this guy?
God damn, dude, that's scary.
I don't remember much else about it, but
damn. Who knew? There's actually a skit that Dave Chappelle talks about how like it has nothing to do with this story, but
was
like,
it the baby that was selling drugs to maintain his family?
No, but that one's funny too. Yeah. I'm talking about the one that like a kid gets kidnapped, and then the girl. It was a girl. She was like very young. I forgot what age. Oh, I think the name of the skit is how old is really 14 or 15, and he talks about.
Oh shit, the R. Kelly shit.
No, but it's not related to Kels though. It's talking.
When I was 15, I knew if I wanted to get pissed on or not.
He does say jokes about that, yeah, but he talks about specifically how the kid gets kidnapped, and then the whole time, the person that got kidnapped, their house was literally like a mile away, and they had got kidnapped for months. And the whole time, the fucking kid that was 14 didn't even bro, you could, like, let's say you get kidnapped and you get stuck in fucking, I don't know, like the Hialeah, the Gardens Police Department is right there. Like, you'd go outside and you'd be like, yo, I know my way around. I could get back home. Like, right. that was his point to the whole thing. Like, yo, like, bro, you're 15 years old. You got a brain. Like, use your fucking brain. Call somebody. Like, it was like, that was his whole thing to it, but whatever. Like, your fucking brother was, like, obviously way too fucking young to even. He
was about, like, 3, 2, some shit like that.
But yeah, it was just base. Like, bro, getting kidnapped at 15 is crazy. Like, I am biting eyeballs. I am like, you feel me? Like, I'm figuring it out, bro. Like,
man, when I was 15, I had probably already started boxing and shit. I had, been punched in the face a million times.
Yeah,
been dragged in the fucking dirt.
You were in the MMA shit.
Been bullied like a motherfucker. Like, I was ready for some shit like that.
For sure.
I was expecting it, but nobody wanted me, bro.
That's why learning that shit very young is definitely helpful.
Incredibly.
Putting, like, whenever I get some kids, I'm definitely would put my kids in, like, MMA.
You have to.
Just all type of weird shit, kickboxing.
You have to just teach them boxing, get them in kickboxing. Yeah. Definitely jiu-jitsu, wrestling.
All type of shit, yeah.
Well-rounded, know how to fight.
For sure. And just to defend themselves. Yeah, that's the main reason. You don't gotta be a fucking...
No. It's not about becoming the
best fighter.
No. It's not about taking just brain damage for a living.
Right,
Has nothing to do with that.
But shit, if he wants to become a boxer or some shit.
I would never want my kid to be a boxer.
That is scary, right?
Fuck no.
Seen how Muhammad Ali went out, bro?
I know what that shit does to the brain, bro. That shit'll fuck you up.
I seen a video where Mike Tyson is trying to, like, speak to Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali had Parkinson's.
It was like at the end of his like his life type shit.
Parkinson's can make it like fucked up.
And you can see Muhammad Ali, like, because he was Mike Tyson was showing like some moves that Muhammad Ali would do, like the little like foot movement and shit.
Yeah.
And you can, like, Muhammad Ali can't even talk like that, but you can tell like he still had that little energy in him, like damn, that's what's up. But like he couldn't even like really express it. Like, it's like, damn, that's so sad, bro.
Yeah.
Being that old and then having like a crazy disease like that.
There's
like,
a fucked up thing with Muhammad Ali is that he had already been diagnosed with Parkinson and he kept fighting.
Damn. He was a fucking warrior, though.
So that's something else.
A lot of people say his technique was based on getting hit. Like, he would just, like, fuck it, keep going. Like, he would just, like...
I mean, he would train to be able to withstand getting hit, but you can't really train for that. Your chin is fucked when it's fucked. You know what I mean? Like, all you get with that is, like, fucking, like, liver damage. Psychologically, it might benefit you?
Yeah.
But the truth is, the way that Muhammad Ali fought, you notice he fights with his hands down. So why would you fight with your hands down, right? So that's what a lot of people say. Well, if you're not Muhammad Ali, don't.
Gotcha.
That's number one. Don't.
I mean, is he like one of the few that would fight like that, or is that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's some people that do it, but not completely. They have their backhand,
right,
which is usually their left hand.
And he was heavyweight, right?
Yeah, he was a heavyweight.
So he was fighting nothing but big motherfuckers.
But the people that do that, like Floyd Mayweather, doesn't do that. He does like he does like a halfway version of it.
He's defense man of the year, bro.
But with the way that he does it with his front hand down. So that he blocks it with his shoulder.
Bro, he got the fucking, that's automatic, bro. Like.
But there's another thing that Muhammad Ali, what he was doing.
Floyd's actually fighting. Again.
Yeah?
Yeah, he has an exhibition match in Dubai.
Fuck.
This guy doesn't stop.
Hold on. But the deal with the way that Muhammad Ali fights, the reason he has his hands down, there's a trade-off that you make in boxing.
Counter?
If your hands are down, your head movement is quicker.
Oh, okay.
And if you have really good head movement,
dodging shit,
and you're extremely confident, which no one should be.
Which he was.
He was.
Talking massive shit.
Then you can really use that head movement to your favor. And another thing, he was really long. He had a huge reach, and he had an amazing jab, so he could keep the distance away. He could just keep smacking motherfuckers.
That's the thing about having reach, bro. It's like you already got extreme advantage.
Think about Mike Tyson, though. Mike Tyson did not have reach.
But he had fucking power.
He had power, but he knew how to maintain the distance.
Nah, but Mike was quick, though.
Like, he had to be. There's no other way to be a heavyweight at that size.
Is he one of the greatest?
No doubt.
Like, no, forget one of it. Is he the greatest?
I don't know if he's the greatest.
You wouldn't call him that? Who's your favorite boxer of all time? You gonna say Floyd?
I'm not gonna say Floyd. And
Oscar De La Hoya?
No, definitely not. What the fuck?
You don't fuck with Oscar De La Hoya?
I love Manny Pacquiao's way of fighting, though.
Okay.
Even though I don't like that he lunged in and shit, and the fact that like he was such a cardio freak that he can't really fight the way he used to anymore because it just you got to be running 10, 12 miles a day to be able to keep that type of pace at a fight. You know, which is what he used to do.
Right.
You know.
I mean, we gotta say Floyd's the greatest, bro.
Listen, man, Floyd is amazing.
He's zipped, dog.
Floyd is amazing, and I don't know him as a fucking person. I'm not even going to get into that.
Bro,
that's
not even. That's a whole other.
But as a fighter, there's no
100%.
way. There is no way not to respect this man. Listen. Why did he have such a long career? He didn't take the damage that other fighters took.
He defended him.
Okay.
He fucking didn't get hit. He barely got hit.
That is it. Defense helps you win fights. It's not just that. I mean, offense is incredibly important because you got to have the other person's respect. Because otherwise, you're just a punching bag. If you can't get some respect, establish the distance, and
you can't land hits and like, what's the point?
And control the ring.
Right.
Then you're fucked because the other guy's just gonna fucking trample you. You know, unless you're trying to set the guy up because you know you're some fucking, some super monster motherfucker that's just gonna beat the shit out of the guy.
Dude, I think Jake Paul might be an issue soon.
To who?
To just people.
Why?
I don't know, not in a bad way. Like he's gonna like fuck people up, bro. I think I have some like hope in him.
I mean, I saw him against Mayweather.
Oh, you're talking about Logan?
Oh, Logan, yeah.
That's different. But
the thing about it is the weight difference between those two guys was enormous.
That was bullshit. That was just like have a fun match.
That was an exhibition.
Yeah, just go all out and see what happens for the hell of it, get some money. But Jake, I don't know. I feel like Jake might be coming up.
Jake is a lot better than I thought, and Tyron Woodley is a much worse boxer than I thought.
No, listen, bro. The fact that he's knocking these dudes out.
Now, Tyron Woodley had already lost his last 4 fights by the time that.
But I heard he's a really good fighter, though.
Well, he has power.
Joe Rogan said that he was.
Tyron Woodley has knockout power. He does, but the thing is, like, there's fighting.
He's MMA though.
The thing is, forget MMA. Think about it, just boxing versus kickboxing, for example, right?
That's what he does.
Just think about it in terms of striking, right?
Okay.
Right. Okay. Now, if you're boxing, you can bob and weave a whole lot of head movement. It's necessary, right? Because the punches can be coming in all over the fuck. You need a lot of head movement, and you don't have to worry about kicks, knees, elbows, any of that shit.
Okay.
Now, you can't do that head movement in MMA or in kickboxing. You just can't move your head like that. You're gonna get fucking hit with a knee to the face or a fucking kick to the face.
Yeah.
And you will get knocked the fuck out. You can't do that. And you also can't have that long stance. You know, like you ever see boxers, they have like their legs really far, like wide apart.
Yeah.
You get one leg kick and you will be fucked.
Gotcha.
Okay. So there's just a whole lot of shit that you can do in boxing that you can't do in kickboxing.
Gotcha.
And a lot of boxers just don't seem to recognize that there's definitely a difference.
So in a way, boxers might have a little more of an advantage when the MMA fighters hop in the ring?
Well, if they're just boxing, of course. There's no
100%,
question about it because the
100%.
boxer, that's all he does.
Gotcha, yeah.
I mean, but the thing is, like, there's some boxers, and I used to know this all the time when I was, like, in the boxing gym. Like, these guys were delusional. They thought, like, boxing was it, and MMA is just, like, some...
Fuck this shit. Like, it's a gimmick.
It's a fake. It's
a
fake.
fad.
It's fake. It's not like you're not gonna... A boxer will fuck up an MMA guy any day in the streets, bro. You have no idea what you're talking about, bro. Like,
I mean, that's like apples and oranges.
and so, like, I was thinking to myself, like, man, this is such an odd way of thinking. Like, first of all, these are guys that are actually making money and they're risking their health every fight.
For sure.
Now, if boxing was that much superior, why the fuck would I be... Why would I be spending half my training camp on grappling? Why not just get a fucking boxing coach?
True.
And be the best motherfucker in the game with just my boxing skills? Well, but it doesn't fucking work.
No, I feel
You need to be well-rounded. This was established the first time, bro. Like, UFC 1. You ever seen UFC 1?
UFC 1?
It's hilarious.
Like the first
UFC ever.
Damn, nah, I haven't.
In the first UFC ever, this was hilarious, man.
This was Dana White still, right?
No. Dana wasn't in yet. The Fertitta brothers hadn't bought the UFC yet. This was just a fucking experiment.
Dana was never at first the main guy that bought.
No. The UFC was in debt, and the Fertitta brothers, they bought the company because it was failing, and these guys didn't know how to manage it, and they thought this is like human cockfighting. It's never gonna go anywhere.
Right.
Turns out not to be the case. But
how long ago was UFC 1?
It was in the 90s.
Damn.
So like 93, I think.
No way. This was happening in 90s?
Yeah.
I thought this was like a...
But it wasn't like anything like what you're seeing now.
Right, I imagine.
I want to like tell you some of the differences.
This was like underground hip hop, like...
Dude, very underground.
Extreme underground, like...
Bruh, first, no gloves.
Fight Club type shit, like super...
No gloves.
No gloves?
There was nothing about...
Some Kimbo shit?
As far as I can tell, there was none about hitting in the fucking nuts. Maybe there was. I don't recall that. There was no eye gouging. That's true.
Okay.
But you could... It doesn't matter. You could do fucking almost anything to a guy. There were no time limits and no rounds.
No time limits?
It was over when it was over.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was it. You fought various guys in the same day because it was a tournament all the way until one guy wins.
So you would have to fight different people?
So you would fight various guys on the same day.
Get the fuck out of here. Nah.
So the first fight was a sumo wrestler, and I don't remember if he was a kickboxer or a taekwondo guy. Sumo wrestler versus...
Like a really big fat guy?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
The whole point of that tournament was to get people from like all of the like
different international
all the different fighting styles and just see which one was the best.
Damn.
That was the point.
No way, dude.
And so they had like a boxer.
Right.
That was a legit boxer. He had a record.
Kickboxer, sumo wrestler. You name it. All types of fighting. And
so they had a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, Royce Gracie.
Okay.
But the first fight, bro, hilarious. You're gonna, if you see it, it's probably online. It should be online. You should be able to watch that shit.
How did it go?
Anyway, the kickboxer, like a few seconds in, he gets kicked in the fucking face. The fight is over. And what happened to the kickboxer? I mean, what happened to the sumo wrestler?
Yeah. Did he just sit on him?
When he got kicked, when the sumo wrestler got kicked, bruh, they put it in slow motion. His fucking teeth fell out. Right?
No.
These guys were not wearing a mouthpiece.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
How many teeth? Like a couple?
Nah, just like one tooth.
Oh,
okay. But it's hilarious when you look at it in slow motion.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, holy shit, this is the first fight ever in the UFC. It's a sumo wrestler with his fucking teeth flying into the crowd.
Damn.
And
that's dope.
That's how the sport started, man.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know it started in the 90s. What the fuck?
And it was hilarious because when the boxer came, the boxer was afraid. I don't think people know this. Like, boxers, gloves protect your hands.
For the most part.
And they allow you to punch way harder.
Right.
A punch with gloves on has way more damage to the brain than a punch.
A punch without?
Yes, way more, way more. Yes,
I thought it was protecting it, if anything.
It protects your hand.
It doesn't protect. Wow, I didn't know that.
It protects your hand, and actually, you end up taking more damage to the head if you get caught with it.
Oh shit!
Because the guy's throwing with more power. He's not worried about fracturing his hand or breaking his hand.
Right. He's going all in. Yeah.
This is why in the UFC, in the first UFC, the jiu-jitsu, the Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy, which is grappling, of course, went against the boxer.
Okay.
The boxer came out with one glove.
Just one?
Just one. He decided, he was like, well, what do I do if I get like caught in like it's a fucking grappling shit?
His main hand that he uses.
He's like, well, I got to be able to punch and not break my hand. So my jab hand, I got to have a glove.
That's
on that.
hilarious, dude. He brought one glove.
One glove, and it was a boxing glove, right?
Right.
And anyways,
that's so right.
That shit was hilarious. The fight starts. Royce Gracie, by the way, was the smallest guy out of all the fighters there.
Damn. Okay.
The jiu-jitsu guy. And the family picked him because they wanted to show that a little guy using jiu-jitsu,
right.
The martial art is so powerful that you can just use it as self-defense, and as long as you know it, it doesn't matter
about their body size.
You can be small,
right?
You can be small, and you can still be effective.
Still whoop some ass.
Right. So, anyway,
please tell me he whooped him.
Royce Gracie took him down.
Oh, okay.
And I think he got him in a rear naked choke.
Okay. Dude, if one boxing glove man whooped him, that
would have been hilarious. But Royce Gracie took out all the strikers.
Okay.
And he won UFC 1. Damn,
he did?
He won UFC 1, yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, man.
Yeah.
All right,
he even went against the shoot boxer, which was really, swole. This was Ken Shamrock. And this is a swole motherfucker. And he's fought, dude. He knows how to fight. But the thing is, jiu-jitsu, nobody knew it at the time. Nobody knew Brazilian jiu-jitsu at all.
Extremely underrated.
This was a secret. This was like a few dudes in Brazil doing this shit,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And when did you think, I mean, I don't know if you know, but when did like Brazilian jiu-jitsu like actually...
Well, it got real famous after that shit.
Right?
People were like, oh, I gotta learn this.
Damn.
And the Gracie family, the ones that actually ended up modifying it, because the thing was... I
imagine they got extremely popular off that fight. And that's it.
The Gracie family, they were.
I remember you telling me about them before. So.
Yeah, they're... Anyways.
Dude, what's up with wrestling? Did you used to watch wrestling? Like actual like WWE,
WWF? Fuck yeah, I used to love it when I was a kid.
Yo, I used to fanboy like in my elementary days.
But I was like a very annoying one. I found it out, in my elementary days when I was
hyped, bro.
I was watching it in like 4th grade type shit.
Same. But bro, but wrestling at that time
I'm ashamed to admit that I liked John Cena back then, that he was...
What? Yeah. John Cena was the man, bro.
Yeah.
What was this shit called? Thugonomics or some funny shit? His whole character was a guy that used to rap. Yo, Cena was funny, dog. Like... Fucking, who was your favorite wrestler, like, growing up?
That was my favorite wrestler.
Cena?
Yeah.
Okay. I used to fuck with, I don't know, man. I used to fuck with, like, Rey Mysterio. Dude,
I used to love Rey Mysterio. That motherfucker would do all types of wild shit.
The 619, he would just, like, hop in. Dude, I used to fuck with Eddie Guerrero, dog.
Oh, man. Don't even get me started, bro. Yo, I was, when he died. When he
passed, yo, for real, truly sad.
First, dog. I was also weirded out, like, yo, they're really having a funeral for him here?
Yeah, dog.
What the fuck is going on, bro?
Nah, for real, I was sad, dog. Eddie, like, great entertainment, the way he like
bro, Eddie was amazing.
Lie, cheat, and steal shit. Like that's why wrestling is underrated in a way, bro. I know right now, I don't feel the same about it.
Bro, the personality on those guys is something else.
100%.
You can't get that type of shit.
They're good actors, man.
Man, it's that but they're authentic at the same time.
Exactly.
That's a part of like them.
Them, yeah.
Because it's scripted.
It's like a persona.
It may be scripted. Like there's a general idea of what they're supposed to do.
Of course, everything's scripted.
But there's so much improvisation that 100%. You just gotta be original on the spot. It's like it's like if acting was freestyling, you know what I mean?
100%. That's why a lot of them become like really big movie actors, because it's amazing acting. And bro, fucking The Rock was a fucking legend, dude.
The Rock was a legend.
He was the master shit talker. He would just be calling people out jabronis. He'll be telling people know your role. Like, bro, The Rock was a legend.
There's this famous ass clip of him where he's just saying, "Shut up, bitch."
100%. There's so many funny Rock clips back in the days.
Yeah, I used to be terrified when I was like elementary school. The Undertaker.
My man Undertaker was goated.
That shit used to scare me, bro.
Him and Kane.
Man.
When
Kane was scarier to me.
Scary as shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that half mask ripped off, like...
Because that dude was like a fucking Rugrat on steroids or some shit.
Yeah, like he came from hell or some shit. Like, that was his whole vibe. Bro, Stone Cold was the fucking guy,
Stone Cold was too much, bro.
I love the stunner,
That
dog.
motherfucker made me want to get drunk.
100%, bro. Fucking just smashing the beers on your head and shit.
And if you ain't down with that...
Bro, the rattlesnake, dog. There was the couple, bro, all those, like, I don't know if you remember Hell in the Cell matches.
Fuck yeah, I remember Hell in the Cell.
Bro, these motherfuckers would jump from all the way up
From buttfuck Egypt. Bro, there's been people that have died in the WWE in the history of it, like live.
That's why I gotta give them respect, because they train how to fall, they train how to do all these type of fucking moves. Like that shit.
You know how the blood comes about in the fight?
Ketchup?
Nah.
What is it?
That's real blood.
That's real blood?
That's real blood, yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, but the way that they do it...
How do they do it?
Let me tell you how they do it. So what they do is... the ref usually is the one that passes it to them.
Oh, okay.
A razor blade.
And they cut themselves?
And they cut themselves. They get very good at doing like these little tiny incisions. And if they do it the right way, you can get the right amount of blood pouring that you want.
100%. Trust me. I've cut myself by accident. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was like a little ketchup packet that they would have, and they'll just like...
No, my man, that shit is legit blood.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
It's real. There's a lot of shit they do that's pretty wild. I mean, think about it, bro. These dudes are like fucking, jumping off a ring into a ladder on fire or some shit.
To a broken table.
There's also things about, because there's been things they set on fire.
Right.
And you're like, wait, he's not on fire though.
And he landed on that right now. Like,
and he's not on fire, right? Yeah. But like, I remember this from 5th grade. There was a professor of mine that he set, not a professor, he was some dude that came into the school. Okay. And he got this chemical, I forgot what it was, but he put it on his skin. And then he set his skin on fire. Nothing was happening to him.
He didn't feel no pain.
And it wasn't burning him.
Oh,
he was protected.
So it's a certain type of chemical?
Yeah, but it only lasts a few seconds.
Oh, shit.
But it's good enough so that if you land on something that's on fire...
You're straight.
You can just get out of it, and before you catch on fire, you're already safe.
Damn, these motherfuckers got tricks up their
And so, yeah, bro. There's a lot. But they're very good at it, man.
Nah, man, props to wrestlers, bro.
Those guys got fucked up injuries, man, just the same as any other athlete, more, if anything. These guys, a lot of them, there's a problem with, like, them taking painkillers and becoming addicted to drugs.
Bro, a lot of these dudes have passed away because of Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero.
Might have been a drug one.
Serious issues Eddie Guerrero had
Chris
with
Benoit killed his whole family.
Chris Benoit is on some other shit.
Yo, and let me tell you right now, Chris Benoit was one of my favorite wrestlers, bro. I used to love what was that shit called? The Benoit. He used to have like moves that would like align to his name.
Let's just get into that for a sec, because this motherfucker killed his whole fucking family.
That's deep, dog.
That is insanity.
He killed his family and then committed suicide.
There is an issue that these guys do get concussions and shit and fights.
And start going crazy mentally?
The thing about concussions, they can fuck with your mental a whole lot, because you get CTE.
That's another CTE. And CTE wasn't very researched back then.
I think, it was known by the time that...
But was it heavily researched?
No, I don't think it was heavily researched, but it was known.
Did it start from football, where they started seeing...
It started from analyzing the brains of football players.
I know.
Usually when they had either committed suicide or something like that.
I was going to say Aaron Rodriguez.
Yeah, so there was a lot of football players that were going through it a lot. They had neurological issues and shit. And obviously the NFL didn't want to lose any money. They didn't even recognize this. To a degree, they're still on some bullshit to this day.
100%. Bro, the first time I remember ever, because I used to play football in New York, and the Bronx, we used to play some shit. Well, they probably have this everywhere. Kill the man with the ball.
Fuck yeah.
Bruh, I remember those days, running with the football and getting tackled, and I used to just feel like, yeah.
But you guys were doing it on the grass, right?
Yeah, of course, on the grass. And even then, we don't have pads on and nothing.
I used to do that shit a lot, man. That shit was fun.
No, 100%.
That shit was amazing. But I'm talking football, just bootlegged football, just 6 of us,
Right. Football is dangerous, dog.
Very.
I don't even know how that could be someone's I know people love the sport, but it's such a dangerous thing, dog.
People get miniature concussions in football and then get another one and get another one. And since they're miniature concussions,
they get used to it?
They might not even notice
I was going to say,
that it's happening. But every time that you get a concussion, and this is how CTE starts, because there's a protein in your brain that develops because you get CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Shit.
Right. And every time that your brain gets hit, your brain doesn't have any fucking springs that protect it. You know, it's floating in this little juice.
Right.
And between that and your skull, there's not very much distance.
Right.
And so
any tragic trauma will definitely severe.
And
your
so
brain.
you're talking about a little sponge crashing into a fucking skull.
And like, I don't know how fast.
Aggressively.
Right.
And so that makes the brain contract. Right, and then open back up again. Opens back up again, and in that opening, these little proteins come about.
It's hurting your brain.
And that's what you call chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Chronic when it gets to that fucking level where it's all over the fucking place, and you can see it all over the place in a sample of the guy's brain.
Right,
which is what they would get. This is literally what they do.
People pass away.
Yeah, you get their brain, you cut it up into very little slices.
And then that's how they see it?
And then you put it tight into these two little glasses, you put it under a microscope, and you look at the person's brain.
Wow.
And you're seeing the proteins between the neurons and shit. Yeah.
That's tough, man. So, yeah, a lot of athletes just go through fucking CTE.
You get dementia, dude.
That's another thing.
You get dementia. That's what it causes when it's chronic. You know, it's
like that'll be the long-term effect eventually.
The long-term effect is very.
When you're old, you probably will have a high chance of getting it.
Oh no, you're definitely gonna get it if you.
You think a lot of football players are destined to get dementia?
Well, I'm not. I don't know what the percentage of it is.
Right. We're just saying off speculation, guys. But like a good amount of them could possibly.
They're much more likely than the general population.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, these guys are taking concussions on a regular basis.
Back to back to back. Each game.
Normal people never go through that.
A tackle that's fucking severely hard, thrown to the ground.
Human brain is not made for that type of shit. Even in boxing.
We're not even made to fight.
And in boxing, it's common too. I mean, even the trainers, bro. Like, look at Freddie Roach. You know Freddie Roach?
No.
He's the trainer of Manny Pacquiao and a whole bunch of other...
He's fucked up?
He had to stop boxing because he got Parkinson's. He's a coach now, and he's my favorite boxing coach of all fucking time. He's amazing.
Okay.
You know, the shit this guy comes up with. But he has Parkinson's, man. That shit fucks you up, you know? Taking brain damage, man. The brain is a complex thing, and you only got one. There's no... You know, it's not like a liver.
Brain transplant.
Yeah, it's not like a liver, you know, it's you. You know, that's the thing about...
Can you get a brain transplant?
No.
I just imagine that, like, they fucking, they gave somebody a heart transplant with, like, a pig or some shit, and then he eventually passed, sadly.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, because they did it successfully, everything was good, and then eventually, like, weeks
motherfuckers must have been desperate, goddamn.
Yeah, bro, the man eventually passed.
Fuck.
Rest in peace to that man.
Rip. Man. Do you have you ever meditated, Mike?
I haven't, bro. If you want me to be realistic with you, I think I have too much ADD.
Do you know how to do it? That's exactly why you should meditate, man. Fuck. Meditation is amazing for ADD.
It's hard for me, man.
Yeah, it's hard for everyone because, like, the first thing that happens is, like, your fucking thoughts start going all over the place and you want to do something else and you
fucking... 100%.
Yeah, that's normal. That's what happens, yeah.
That's why it's hard.
That's why the whole point is to learn how to control that, you know? Or to become better at controlling that. It changes your brain, man. It makes your memory better. It makes your mood better.
I bet. No,
You're just better. You're just a fucking, like, a much better version of yourself, dude. You feel way, way better when you do it regularly. It changes your brain, like, literally. You know, you can see it on a brain scan, like your hippocampus associated with memory, mood. You know, you actually develop new neurons there, similar with exercise, but not as similar with exercise. And it also relaxes your body a whole lot.
Yeah.
Reduces inflammation and shit.
My meditation is smoking a blunt.
But do you know how to do it though?
Like, legitimately, no. Like, actually, like, all I know is, like, sit down maybe, like, start to relax, don't think about anything, have no thoughts in your head, at least attempt to.
Oh, that's impossible. Fuck.
Just, I don't know, that's what I'm assuming it is. Like, you stay somewhere very... In a calm, quiet place. What
if I just tell you, like, just
what?
Just how to do this shit.
Go ahead, man.
Because it's pretty. I mean, it's just pretty.
I probably won't be able to do it because of my ADD, but I'll try.
But it's pretty easy. Do you have ADD?
I'm just saying. I'm not a doctor.
I got Adderall, bro. I got you.
I'm not a doctor, but like, if I had to assume, like, it's gotten worse. My attention span has gotten worse. Like,
this is perfect for that.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is what it's... Yeah.
I probably need it then, for sure.
But, you know, you do it one day, you're not going to notice a difference one day. It's like exercise.
Right.
You're not going to get swole the first day you hit the gym, you know?
Exactly. You need to do it
consistently. But if you do it for a few weeks, you're going to notice, you know, your brain is different.
Shit. Dude, we never touched on Elon.
Fuck, we didn't.
Like, the man is about to cop Twitter.
$43 billion for Twitter.
Listen, I am on the Elon train. I hope my man Elon gets it. That's my thoughts. Like, I don't know what else.
I want him to get it too.
I'm with all of free speech. If that's all he wants to do with it, and make sure there is no bullshit, no censorship, that's all I'm about. Like, I'm more power to the people, dog. I rock with Elon for that.
Yeah.
He has too much money to even be bought out. I fuck with him for just, I don't know, I feel like he's just, like, he's a man of the people, dog. Like, what the fuck is all this censorship needed for? Like, what is this? Like,
I don't know what he's going to do if he gets Twitter, but I understand that it could not be worse.
Make an edit button.
It could not be worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, him buying it, it would just make it better. Like, what can he possibly do?
I agree with him 100% that Twitter should be a private company. I also am not convinced that the deal is going to go through.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm trying to have high hopes. But I was going to say, the only, like, actual thing that people are worried about, the social justice warriors, like, oh, he might bring Trump back. Like, that's everybody. I'm like, bro.
You know what the narrative is going to be?
He's dangerous as Trump.
We need censorship.
That would never fly with the American people.
We've made so much progress with misinformation. We need the censorship.
That can't fly with
the American
people.
There's a whole bunch of shit that doesn't fly with the American people that still gets pushed. You know
I know. But, like, if we had to vote, like, a majority would be like, yo, get that shit out of here. Like,
Oh, no, I agree.
I know for a fact a majority of the Americans believe in freedom of speech. Fuck that censorship shit. Like, all that shit is bullshit, bro. Like, censoring anybody is bullshit, period. I don't care how...
I think there's some people... There's definitely a lot of people on the left that are okay with them doing it under the justification if it's a private company. They don't see the...
I'm cool with that, too.
But they don't consider the personal implications of the company. Like, should the company do that? It's not a matter... No one's saying that they're breaking the First Amendment. So this is a straw man. This isn't a real argument. Nobody's saying they're breaking the First Amendment.
Right.
What people are against is the fact that these people have so much control over how people communicate that they're basically driving the conversation by deciding what's allowed to be talked about and what isn't in their platform.
I mean, if you want to be facts, man, like you always are, like, yeah, Twitter, if Twitter is a private company, it sucks because I am a person of freedom of speech.
And they can do that, but they shouldn't do that because it's toxic and it's fucked up and people just know that it is.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. But it's like, damn, it's like they have the right to do that, though. Isn't it more American for them to have their own private company and do whatever they want with it?
Yeah, but it's a public company, to be fair.
True. Because people could buy stocks.
But that actually makes it worse. I feel like if it was a private company, they wouldn't have as much issues with that, especially if it was owned by someone who had fuck you money like that. But I don't know what Elon Musk's intentions with Twitter are.
It has extreme potential. I'm going to unlock it.
To be fair, I don't think he's buying it for the money that the company's worth, because Twitter is a terrible...
Elon is worried about money, bro? That's the last...
For $43 billion...
How much is he worth? Like $100 billion?
No. I don't think he's doing it for money.
It's not. Hell no.
I'm telling you the opposite. He's not doing it for money.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you because Twitter is a terrible company to buy. Who the fuck would want to buy Twitter stock? I mean, Twitter is a terrible company. It hasn't made money for like the last 3 or 4 years. I looked at their income statement this morning.
Right.
They're not making money. They're fucking losing money.
He said he's gonna take out the W and call it Titter.
I don't give a fuck what he calls it. He could call it... Yeah,
that's just Elon trolling, like, on the tweets. Like, I fuck with Elon, man. He makes Twitter more fun. Like, and like I said, anybody that's with freedom of speech, I'm riding for you, bro. I don't care. Like, censorship is worse.
I don't mind him doing it, bro. I'm with him. I hope he does do it, you know?
What happened if he brings Trump back?
I don't give a fuck. Shit, go for it.
No, I don't care either, but, like, that's it. Like, the world ends there. Like,
there's definitely going to be some social justice warrior freakouts.
Forget social justice warriors. Biden, they're definitely pulling up.
Biden.
Like they'll say, like if like let's say Elon really does buy the company, brings Trump back on Twitter, and this man is back to tweeting the troll god.
Yeah,
it's a wrap. Let me just tell you,
he's definitely the troll god.
If the troll god is back on Twitter and people are seeing his tweets, it's gonna be an issue. The whole left is gonna attack the shit out of Trump and Elon. Like, like it's a wrap, bro. Like, and there's always the argument about the whole January 6th thing.
Yo, people have no idea how many people have left Twitter since the Trump shit happened.
Because of what he did?
Because of that. I remember.
Oh my God.
I remember people that like I had that were following me and shit. They were like, hey man, love your shit, but I'm out because I can't support these motherfuckers, bruh. You know, I swear to God that happened.
People are so stupid.
They left the platform. They didn't.
Because of a tweet?
No. Because they took away Trump's account.
Oh,
they were protesting that by leaving Twitter, by deleting their account and shit.
Like if that was gonna do anything.
They were trying to do it as a mass protest, like, oh, let's just get all of our shit. And all it did was make Twitter more lefty.
100%. That's exactly what it did. They should have stayed. Like, what is leaving gonna do?
There has to be a balance between the far left and far right on Twitter because... And they don't cancel each other out. They both suck, to be honest with you, but...
They hopped on the Truth Social, bro. That's what they did.
Bro, that shit was a flop. That shit was a fucking flop.
Oh,
First of all, you open up a new platform like that and you're charging money for it when there's a whole lot of free alternatives. Like,
already, bro. Already.
Yo, the economics are not lined up for a success story here,
and
bro.
I fuck with Troll God and everything, but that's a L, fam. Like, Trump, how the fuck are you gonna charge people on? Like, if you want it to be as big as Twitter...
There are so many ways for you to make money off social media. For you to do... Like, Facebook does it very good. They're really profitable. I mean, they're like the opposite of Twitter.
You think? Yeah?
Oh, I would buy Facebook stock if it was cheap. Again.
Yeah, but Facebook's
it is cheap, actually.
It's like...
But they make fucking money, though.
It's not cool, though.
First of all, let's forget Facebook. Meta. We're talking Meta, the company.
My fault. That's the
They own WhatsApp. They own Instagram. They own Facebook.
Let it be known.
So it's, they own a lot.
They got all the good shit. We got it. The boomers are on Facebook. The people our age is on IG and Twitter. That's why Twitter is the most, like... the most savvy out of all of them, like the most like Twitter is the one that has the most status for people, status, the most like how do I say, the most wittiest jokes, the most like it's just it's so creative.
It's a thing that's attracted people that are...
It's an inside
joke. The blue check mark is a thing.
Oh, don't even get me started with the check mark, man.
Because that's a thing where like you're actually talking to like some famous people, right?
That's the thing,
that they're actually there and they're active on that shit.
I mean, a lot of people get their accounts like ran by their management and shit, especially like artists and shit, but that is a thing.
But there's a lot of people that don't, like Musk.
Like who?
Musk.
Like Elon.
Yeah.
Swag, yeah.
So
a billionaire
happens too.
That's why I fuck with Elon, because he's a man of the people. Jesus Christ. Guys, there's a F-150 right next to it.
That's not a 150.
It is. Look at it, F-150 right there.
That's a 150. Goddamn, that's a loud ass 150.
The F-150 just
That's a Cuban 150.
For sure. All right, there you go. But yeah, bro, like, I don't know. Like, I just fucks with Elon. That's my whole thing. Like, I just fuck with the guy.
You gotta meditate, Mike. You gotta meditate, bro.
You think so?
Yeah, do it, bro. Just look, it's 3 easy steps, bro. Like, look.
Tell me it. Go ahead.
Just either sit down or lie down with your back straight.
Okay.
Right. I'm not talking about like you gotta be fucking making an effort, like erect and shit. Like, just straight. Just don't be like, Right.
All right. I might lay down. Okay. Keep going.
Step 2. All right. Concentrate on your breath. I'm not talking about like think about what it feels like to breathe or something. No, I'm just
focus on it.
Just pay attention. Just pay attention to the sensation of the breath. Like if you close your eyes and started just breathe normally, like just allow yourself to breathe, and you'll notice there's 2 places usually, right? Like the outer opening of your nose, you feel the air coming in and out, and then there's your belly where you feel it rising and falling.
Yeah, no, doing breathing techniques just make you feel better, period. I used to learn that in psychology. Like, Bonnie Floyd, shout out to her. She used to always tell me that, like, yo, one of the first things she taught the class is like, hey, are you a stomach breather or are you a nose breather? And then she's like, yo, you guys gotta stop fucking, Or no, like a mouth breather, my fault. Are you a mouth breather or you're a nose breather or whatever? She's like, yo, you just stop breathing from your mouth, like, or I forgot what she said, some bullshit.
Yeah.
But she was saying that, like, it definitely improves your health, improves a lot of things. Breathing is extremely important, so.
Well, it is. I mean.
Shit, that's how we fucking.
But yeah, you do that, and then you just focus on the sensation of breathing. You just pay attention to it.
Okay.
And then what's gonna happen right away is you're gonna get distracted. You're gonna start thinking about the fucking, I don't know what.
Thoughts start coming in.
Thinking about, oh shit, I gotta wake up at this time tomorrow. Oh my god, what happened yesterday? Fuck, I forgot about this, that, and the other.
Right.
And your whole job is to just realize that you're distracted by a thought.
Okay.
And then just come back to the breath. And do that 1,000,000 times because you're going to get distracted 1,000,000 times. And that retrains your brain so that you're not always fucking just caught up in 1,000,000 fucking thoughts going all over the fucking place.
Okay.
And that's it, man.
Eventually it just becomes night and day.
Yeah. And if you do it, you know, for a good 10 minutes a day, man, you'll know. I mean, you don't have to start with 10 minutes if it's like a lot.
That's a good amount. That's a reasonable amount.
Yeah. Some people start with like 5 minutes. I started with fucking 5 minutes, man. But 5 minutes turns into fucking 10 minutes and fucking, you know, it's amazing, dude. Trust me.
I'm gonna attempt.
Try this shit, man.
I'm gonna definitely try it.
And then you'll realize.
What about like a time like right before you go to sleep? Is that a good time to do it?
Anytime.
Anytime is good.
Anytime.
Perfect.
Doesn't matter when you do it. Do it whenever you feel like it's the best time. But if you can, try to make it like a routine.
Right, do it at the same time.
Where you're like, yeah, like where you do it at the. But if you can, if not, then it doesn't matter. Whatever gets you to do it. The point is just do it. You know, that's about it, man. Just fucking do the shit. And it's amazing for you, man. It really does retrain your brain. It's really.
Are you a constant meditator?
I haven't been doing it for a while, but recently I started doing it again. You know, because I was just like, dude, am I actually like pissed off at a guy on Twitter? Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Let me meditate, dog.
Let me get my shit together, bro. What's happening? And
when's been the most pissed you've ever been on Twitter? Be honest. You could be real. Like, what did somebody say and you were like, yo, this guy can't be fucking serious? Like, what led you to that point that you just, that
It's hard to say. I think when I just spend a whole lot of time on Twitter, like, the more bullshit I read, the more, the anger accumulates.
Right. That's how I felt about the Kim thing when, like, people were just saying the dumbest shit ever.
And if you're interacting with something where a lot of people are, like, arguing against you, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It's still...
it fuels up. Like, more people, like, adding on to the bullshit is like, come on, dog. Like, all you guys are just full of shit. I don't know, man. I feel like my meditation is just smoking weed. Like, if I ever had needed to like really like calm down and try to like,
I mean, that's good for like a momentary relaxation.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But in terms of like a long-term way, like actually changing the way that your brain works,
how you feel.
Yeah, and just like concentrate on being in the present moment, like that being just a natural thing.
Right.
And not being caught up in any thoughts, right? Like, weed, don't get me wrong, weed is relaxing. Of course it is. If it wasn't, then, like, nobody would take weed if it would make you have a panic attack every time you took the shit, right?
I mean, some people do. Some people have different vibes off it.
Yeah, but, would you smoke weed every day if it was, like...
If it gave me panic attacks
every time you took a hit, you would start fucking, like, freaking out and shit? Like...
Definitely not.
Like, nah.
The weed now has gotten
strong, way stronger.
Crazy strong. Like, people back then were smoking the fucking bunk.
They were smoking a leaf.
This is my hot take for the pod. Bob Marley was smoking the fucking mid.
Yo, he was smoking that outdoor shit from Jamaica. That shit is
100%. Like, Bob's my guy, rest in peace, but I think homie was smoking the mid, bro.
He had little inflammation, though,
A lot of that shit in Jamaica don't...
I feel like Bob Marley's proof that weed doesn't cure cancer.
That's funny.
It's just facts.
Yeah, but then we could get onto the conspiracy theories about how the CIA planted some shit in his foot. Or some, I forgot what the story is about a nail he had.
I mean, there's a bunch of other people that smoke weed and
get cancer?
And got cancer, right?
Yeah, but I don't think...
It's not that the weed caused the cancer.
I don't think the thing is that it cures it. I think it just like...
I mean, it can help with the inflammation, but like the strains that have a lot of THC, they have low CBD, and the CBD is usually what helps.
What helps?
With the inflammation.
Gotcha. It definitely helps cancer patients, but just with inflammation?
Well, no, the THC helps cancer patients too because it lowers the nausea and shit like that from chemotherapy.
I imagine.
Yeah. and it's not something that would harm you like a painkiller would, like Oxycodone or some shit.
Is it about to rain?
It is raining.
Oh. You think it's gonna rain for real?
It looks like it is, bro.
Is this the first time it rained on the pod?
I don't think so. Is it?
I don't think it's gonna rain.
Fuck.
I think it's capping.
I mean, we're on 9% anyways.
We still got time, right?
Yeah, we got.
We gotta go. Okay, yeah, it might rain. Fuck it.
I'm telling you, bro.
Give me some hot topics, dog. For the last 9% we got. What's up? What you got?
All I had was like deep, profound philosophical shit. Dog.
Fuck all. Give me some random schmandom.
What type of shit you want? You want a ratchet? What you
anything, bro. Anything. Is it really raining? Let me turn off my air because I know it should be like popping up on the recorder.
Because my topics are shit like free will, life after death.
Life after death.
Do you exist? Why haven't we defined consciousness?
It's impossible.
Listen, man.
It's impossible to even. It's not a physical thing.
See, that's part of the issue, man.
It's a fucking.
We don't know what the fuck it is, but we're having it right now.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, at least, you know, you feel like...
I mean, your whole... I mean, about something completely different, but the whole free will that you would always say you don't have free will. I don't get that. I never...
Yeah, it's hard to understand because we basically live our whole lives as if, like...
We're brainwashed.
I'm thinking this, I'm deciding to think about this.
So...
I'm doing this, I'm deciding to do this.
Yeah, that's...
And it just doesn't make any sense to be like... Well, what the fuck is doing that if it's not me? I'm doing that. I feel myself doing it.
Yeah, but like...
It feels like I'm making myself doing it. How the fuck could it not be me? It doesn't make any sense.
Right. Me closing the window right now was my choice because it was raining.
Right.
That was free will. I had the free will to just like, hey, fuck it, let's turn it on. If not, I could just like turn it down. We could get wet. Wouldn't that be the argument?
The argument that... Well, that would be the basic argument.
Like, it's hard to say there is no free will.
I don't think... No, actually, I don't.
You think it's easy to like be like...
I think it's a pretty easy argument to make, yeah.
And what's the exact...
I mean, think about your own thoughts, right? Like, your own thoughts...
Gotcha.
If you actually pay attention to your thoughts, you'll realize that they pretty much come and go. Yeah. Automatically.
Random.
Right, so that's not you. That's just happening automatically. It's happening. And then when you decide to think of something, it sort of comes up.
I mean, if I want to think about something right now, I could, though.
You could, but what drove you to come with the idea of like, oh, I'm going to think about this now? It had to come up in your mind first before.
Right.
Before you could start thinking about that. And then you feel that sensation of that motivation of, oh, I'm going to do this.
Right.
And we confuse that sensation of being motivated with, I'm doing it.
Right.
So that's one thing. The second thing, we really don't have any proof of free will, but I could say the same thing about consciousness and we still think consciousness exists. The thing about free will is there's no place for free will to exist. I mean, your brain, all of the neural activity that's going on in your brain, you don't control any of it. And it drives 100% of what you do.
So it's the brain who has free will.
It's the brain, but if you're your brain, you didn't choose the brain you have. You didn't choose how it fires.
You didn't choose how you were born.
So that's just happening, and you didn't choose your environment either. And so it's your environment and your biology, and you didn't choose either of them.
So those two things...
So where's the free will?
So those two things condone your free will? Is what makes you do what you want to do? Or do anything, period?
Well, those two things are the only...
leading factors?
The only factors that we can consider in terms of a conversation about free will. There is no like thing that we can just come out and say it's free will. Free will is just a sensation that we have, would be the argument, that we have this feeling of we're doing this and that this, you would have to talk about the sense of self as well, like the idea that you're an individual, that there's like this thing that's you behind your eyeballs.
People say like a soul.
Like a person, like a conscious being, right? Like an individual, something separate from everyone else and shit.
You're you because of you. Like the reasons you are you is because of how you act, how you do this, how you think.
But that sense of self is also a neurological activity. You can actually shut it off. There's devices that they use in neuroscience now where you can actually, stimulate or actually reduce the activity in some parts of the brain. And it's pretty funny. I've seen some experiments where they do it to like a certain like Broca's area. In the brain, and like people just aren't able to like
do certain tasks. Talk
or like sing. There's an area where you can't. For example, one of the experiments, the guy, they actually stimulated the area, and he wasn't able to talk. He wasn't able to say a sentence. They showed him a sentence, and he was trying to say it, and he couldn't say it.
Like
he was like a stumbling wreck. But then they told him to sing it, and he was able to say all of it.
What the?
Right?
So there's a part in your brain that consists of talking. There's a part of your brain that consists of singing.
There's a part of your brain that has to do with just recognizing faces. It's called the fusiform face area.
Is that why you can only dream faces you've seen, or just things you've seen? Period.
I don't know.
That's what I heard. You can't dream something you've never seen physically.
Oh man, I disagree. Unless
I mean, no, my bad. I think in the sense of people though, like you can't just like dream about someone you've never seen.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what I've heard.
It just seems unfalsifiable. You know
I mean, in the sense of like, how would you know what that person actually?
Like, how do you know you didn't see that guy at the mall or some shit, right? Like, how could you prove it, right?
I mean, at that point, yeah, we would never really like.
We're on 3. Fuck me.
Fuck it. Save it.
Save it.
Listen, guys, N APE, we are back. Episode.
Whatever it is.
It's funny. We always do like the intro things at the end, but yeah, we're coming back with the heat. Any other thoughts?
Peace.
Swag.